In a single day, the greatest civilization in history vanished. An entire city swallowed by the ocean, as if it never existed. But what if I told you some scientists believe Atlantis was never just a myth, and that its ruins may still exist, hidden beneath the depths of the ocean? Was Atlantis a real civilization far ahead of its time? Or was it a warning left behind by Plato for humanity? The truth may be more terrifying than we imagine. Turn off the lights and step carefully into the world of shadows, mysteries, and forgotten legends. But before the story begins, subscribe, leave a like, and join the Whitebeard Stories journey. Now, let the story begin. Imagine a civilization so advanced, so powerful, that it vanished in a single day and night. A kingdom swallowed by the ocean. A place filled with magnificent temples, enormous harbors, golden palaces, and technology far beyond its time. For thousands of years, people have searched for it. Some believe it was real, others think it was only a myth. But one question continues to haunt historians, explorers, and dreamers alike. What really happened to Atlantis? Tonight, we dive deep into one of humanity's greatest mysteries. This is the legend of Atlantis. The story begins more than 2,300 years ago with the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. Plato was one of the greatest thinkers in history, a student of Socrates and the teacher of Aristotle. Around 360 BC, he wrote two famous dialogues called Timaeus and Critias. Inside these texts, he described a mysterious island civilization unlike anything the world had ever seen. According to Plato, Atlantis existed around 9,000 years before his own time. It was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, known today as the Strait of Gibraltar, the narrow passage connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. Beyond those waters, Plato claimed, stood a massive island kingdom, Atlantis. It was said to be larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined. Plato described Atlantis as a paradise of incredible wealth and beauty. At the center of the island stood a magnificent capital city built in concentric circles of land and water. Massive canals connected the city to the sea, allowing ships to sail directly into its heart. Bridges stretched over glowing blue waterways. Gigantic walls covered in shining metals surrounded the city. Temples towered into the sky. One temple was decorated with silver, gold, and a mysterious red metal known as orichalcum, a legendary substance many believed was more valuable than gold. The Atlanteans were described as brilliant engineers and fearless sailors. They built enormous fleets. They mastered architecture, agriculture, navigation, and warfare. The island itself was fertile and rich with resources. Exotic animals roamed its forests. Mountains protected its northern borders. Water flowed through carefully designed canals that irrigated the land. It sounded less like an ancient civilization and more like a futuristic utopia. But according to Plato, Atlantis had a dark side. As generations passed, the people of Atlantis became greedy. Their hunger for power grew. They sought to conquer other nations. Their morality faded as luxury and ambition consumed them. And then disaster struck. Plato wrote that in a single terrible day and night, violent earthquakes and floods destroyed Atlantis completely. The island sank beneath the sea, gone forever, or so the story says. For centuries, many people dismissed Atlantis as fiction, a symbolic story invented by Plato to teach lessons about pride, corruption, and the fall of civilizations. But others believed there could be truth hidden within the myth. and that belief sparked one of history's greatest searches. Over time, theories about Atlantis spread across the world. Some explorers believed Atlantis was hidden beneath the Atlantic Ocean. Others searched near the Caribbean, Antarctica, the Mediterranean, or even beneath the sands of the Sahara Desert. Every few decades, a new discovery would reignite the mystery. Could Atlantis actually have existed? One of the most famous theories connects Atlantis to the ancient Minoan civilization on the island of Crete. The Minoans were among the most advanced societies of the ancient world. Around 1600 BC, a massive volcanic eruption occurred on the nearby island of Thera, modern-day Santorini. The explosion was catastrophic. Some scientists believe it may have been one of the largest volcanic eruptions in human history. Entire cities were buried beneath ash. Gigantic tsunamis crashed across the Mediterranean. The Minoan civilization suffered enormous destruction and eventually declined. To many researchers, the similarities are striking. An advanced island civilization, destroyed suddenly by natural disaster, lost beneath the sea. Could Plato's story have been inspired by distant memories of the Minoans? Perhaps. But there's a problem. Plato claimed Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his time, far earlier than the Minoan civilization. This has led others to search elsewhere. Some believe Atlantis lies beneath the waters near the Bahamas, where strange underwater rock formations known as the Bimini Road were discovered in 1968. The stones appear unusually straight and organized, leading some to claim they are the ruins of an ancient road or wall. Others argue they are natural geological formations. The debate continues today. Then there are the theories surrounding Antarctica. Some writers suggested Atlantis was once located on the frozen continent before shifting poles buried it beneath ice. Although scientists reject these claims, the idea captured the imagination of millions, and perhaps that is the true power of Atlantis, not evidence, not archaeology, but imagination. Atlantis became more than a lost city. It became a symbol, a warning, a dream. Throughout history, many cultures have told stories about great floods and lost civilizations. In Mesopotamian mythology, there is the Epic of Gilgamesh. Ancient Hindu texts describe floods that destroyed entire worlds. Even Native American legends speak of lands swallowed by water. Could these stories all preserve memories of real ancient catastrophes? At the end of the last ice age, around 12,000 years ago, sea levels rose dramatically as glaciers melted across the planet. Entire coastlines disappeared beneath the ocean. Human settlements that once stood near the sea may now rest underwater. Some researchers believe these lost coastal communities could have inspired legends like Atlantis. But no definitive proof has ever been found. No palace, no inscriptions, no confirmed ruins. And yet, the mystery refuses to die. In the 19th century, Atlantis experienced a massive revival in popular culture. In 1882, a writer named Ignatius Donnelly published a book called Atlantis, the Antediluvian World. Donnelly believed Atlantis was a real prehistoric civilization that influenced cultures across the globe. He claimed the Atlanteans spread knowledge of engineering, astronomy, and religion to Egypt, the Americas, and Europe before their destruction. Although historians criticized his theories, the book became incredibly popular. Suddenly, Atlantis was everywhere. Writers, mystics, and adventurers embraced the legend. Some believed Atlanteans possessed advanced technology. Others claimed they used mysterious crystals for energy. Occult movements described Atlantis as a spiritually enlightened civilization. Over time, the myth evolved far beyond Plato's original story. By the 20th century, Atlantis had become deeply embedded in movies, books, comics, and television. It appeared in fantasy novels and science fiction stories. In some versions, Atlantis was an underwater kingdom inhabited by powerful beings. In others, it was a highly advanced civilization destroyed by its own technology. Even today, Atlantis continues to inspire filmmakers and game developers around the world. Why are we so fascinated by it? Perhaps because Atlantis represents something deeply human. The fear that even the greatest civilizations can fall. History is filled with empires that once seemed unstoppable. Ancient Egypt, Rome, the Maya, the Aztecs, all rose to incredible heights before collapsing. Atlantis reminds us that power is temporary, that arrogance can destroy even the mightiest societies. But Atlantis also represents hope. The idea that there are still mysteries left in our world, that beneath the oceans, hidden under layers of sand and water, there may still be forgotten chapters of human history waiting to be discovered. Modern technology has allowed scientists to explore parts of the ocean once unreachable. Deep-sea scans have revealed submerged structures, ancient coastlines, and lost settlements. Each discovery raises new questions. What else lies hidden beneath the waves? Could traces of forgotten civilizations still exist? Or is Atlantis simply a metaphor that humanity refuses to let go of? Some historians argue that Plato never intended Atlantis to be taken literally. They believe it was a fictional allegory designed to compare the ideal society of Athens with a corrupt empire consumed by greed. In this interpretation, Atlantis was a moral lesson, a philosophical warning, and perhaps that makes the story even more powerful. Because whether Atlantis was real or not, its message still matters. Civilizations rise, civilizations fall. Human ambition can create wonders, but unchecked pride can lead to destruction. And maybe that is why the legend has survived for over 2 millennia. Because Atlantis is not only about a lost city, it is about us, our dreams, our fears, our curiosity, and our endless desire to uncover the unknown. Somewhere beneath the oceans of the world, darkness still covers vast, unexplored regions, places no human has ever seen. Silent ruins may rest there, or perhaps only rocks and sand. For now, Atlantis remains suspended between myth and possibility, a mystery trapped between history and imagination. And until undeniable evidence is found, the legend will continue. Maybe Atlantis never existed, or maybe it is still waiting to be discovered beneath the waves, hidden in silence at the bottom of the sea. Every story leaves a mark, but some marks never fade. If you enjoyed tonight's story, subscribe, leave a like, and return for the next tale hidden in the shadows. Until next time, keep the lantern lit